The Secretary of State says there are no signs of voter fraud in this election. A hand audit of the votes helped prove that. But he still wants to work to improve Georgia's election security. 11 Alive's Joe Hinkie walks us through his 3 proposals.
As Secretary of State, I believe that the numbers that we have presented today are correct.
After saying he stands behind the presidential election results, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger then quickly presented 3 proposals for future elections. 11 Alive political analyst Andra Gillespie sees a Republican secretary responding to party members saying they do not trust the results.
I think he wanted to send a message to Republican voters that he heard their concerns, and so he sent out a couple of red meat proposals, I would actually argue.
The first proposal addresses record absentee voting.
I will work with legislators to find a solution that allows us to use the same security measures for votes by mail as we have for in-person voting.
Raffensperger's office tells 11 Alive the proposal would have voters attach a copy of their photo ID to their absentee application, or additional verification would be needed. Political analyst and attorney Paige Pate says it could discourage voters.
Imagine putting a picture of your ID in the mail. The possibility for identity fraud, I think, is realistic. So I think that will probably suppress the amount of absentee ballots.
Raffensperger's office says a security envelope could address concerns. Alabama, for example, requires ID with absentee applications. South Dakota, too, if the application isn't notarized. And Arkansas voters attach ID to their absentee ballot.
Elections in our state are run by counties. Some do it great, and some don't.
The second proposed change would let the Secretary of State step into counties with, quote, systemic ongoing problems. In Floyd County, 2,600 uncounted votes were found during the statewide audit, leading to the second reprimand and now firing of Floyd's election director.
I don't see a problem with them stepping into counties like Floyd County, where we saw a significant error, and trying to avoid that.
Proposal 3 involves Raffensperger seeking more power to challenge voter registration of voters suspected of not living where they are registered. Georgia Democrats in the past have voiced strong concerns with voter roll purging, saying it can lead to some valid voters mistakenly being removed from the voter rolls. Political experts we talked with today said they expect this proposal to receive plenty of pushback.
All right, Joe, thank you.